Matthew chapter 17, verse 14 to 27. And when they were come to the multitude, there came to him a certain man, kneeling down to him and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is lunatic and sore vexed. For ofttimes he falleth into the fire and oft into the water. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And Jesus rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Then came the disciples to Jesus apart and said, Why could not we cast him out? And Jesus said unto them, Because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, Remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Howbeit this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. And while they abode in Galilee, Jesus said unto them, The Son of Man shall be betrayed into the hands of men, and they shall kill him, and the third day he shall be raised again. And they were exceeding sorry. And when they were come to Capernaum, they that received tribute money came to Peter and said, Doth not your master pay tribute? He saith, Yes. And when he was come into the house, Jesus prevented him, saying, What thinkest thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute? Of their own children, or of strangers? Peter saith unto him, Of strangers. Jesus saith unto him, Then are the children free. Notwithstanding, lest we should offend them, go thou to the sea, and cast an hook, and take up the fish that first cometh up. And when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money. That take, and give unto them for me and thee. After witnessing Christ's glory on the Mount of Transfiguration, Peter, James, and John return with Jesus to find a crowd gathered around the remaining disciples. A desperate father brings his son, who is possessed by a devil, explaining that the disciples had been unable to cast it out. The contrast between the glory on the mountain and the suffering in the valley reminds us that Christ's ministry was not only one of heavenly revelation, but also of meeting the needs of broken people. Jesus rebukes the unbelief of that generation and commands that the child be brought to him. With complete authority, he rebukes the devil, and the boy is immediately healed. Once again, Matthew presents Jesus as the one who has absolute power over the forces of darkness. When the disciples privately ask why they failed, Jesus points to their unbelief. Their inability was not due to a lack of authority given by Christ, but to a lack of faith in exercising that authority. Jesus illustrates the power of genuine faith by comparing it to a mustard seed. The emphasis is not on the size of faith, but on trusting the God for whom nothing is impossible. He also explains that this particular kind required prayer and fasting, emphasizing complete dependence upon God rather than self-confidence. Jesus then again foretells his coming betrayal, death, and resurrection. Although he has spoken of these events before, the disciples still do not fully understand God's redemptive plan. They are filled with sorrow because they cannot yet see beyond the coming suffering to the victory of the resurrection. The chapter concludes with the account of the temple tribute money. Jesus reminds Peter that, as the Son of God, he is not obligated to pay the temple tax in the same way others are. Nevertheless, he chooses to pay it to avoid creating an unnecessary offense. He then performs another miracle by directing Peter to catch a fish containing the exact amount needed to pay the tribute for them both. This final miracle demonstrates Christ's divine knowledge and sovereign authority over creation. He knows exactly where the fish is and what it contains. At the same time, his willingness to pay the tribute teaches humility and wisdom. Although he possesses every right as the Son of God, he willingly sets aside that right to promote peace rather than unnecessary conflict. Throughout this passage, Jesus reveals his authority over demons, his perfect knowledge of future events, and his sovereign control over creation. He also teaches his disciples that true spiritual strength comes through faith and complete dependence upon God, while humility and wisdom should characterize those who follow him. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more KJV Bible Teaching. Until next time, search the Scriptures. Grace be with you.